Hi, I'm Helmut Licht. Thank you for joining me for this video. In this particular video, I'd like to explain to you a simple principle which, if properly or when properly understood and applied, will allow you to take charge of your life and make your life into anything that you would like it to be. As simple as that. Look around. Anything that is man-made, this shirt, my glasses, my ring, the house I'm in, the chair I'm sitting in, the car I drive, look around you. Anything that's man-made was first a thought. Somebody thought about it. And here it is. It's real. How did that happen? Well, compare a thought to a seed. You are here because your mother received a seed from your father, and now you are here. She nurtured that seed, and it grew, and there you are. The trees that you see are here because a seed fell into the ground, was absorbed by it, the ground nurtured the seed, and here are all the trees, all the flowers. Anything that's growing out there, it is doing so because a seed fell into the earth, a nurturing environment, and then whatever the seed produced reappeared in the physical world. So my premise is that thought is creative, provided it contacts or goes into a creative, nurturing environment. What is that environment that thought needs in order to create, to become real? Well, I call that the force. This force is everywhere. It's all through the universe. It's within the smallest atom and the largest universe, but it's always there. And this force responds to thought. Once the thought makes contact with the force and the force accepts the thought, the force will work relentlessly to make that thought real. Now, if you're watching a comedian and he's really funny and you say, "This guy kills me," would you be killed? If somebody annoys you and you say, "This guy's a pain in the neck," would you get a pain in the neck? Well, not really, because nature built up a barrier between the thoughts and the force. And the thought has to break through the barrier to enter into the force to become real. I'll explain this all to you, but the point I'm trying to make here right now is that thought is creative if it can enter into the force, be nurtured by it, and then born, which means become real. Think of the force as a group of children sitting around doing nothing. And then you come along and you say, "Hey kids, how about playing hide and go seek?" If the children accept this idea, they will suddenly get up, start moving around, and play the game called hide and seek. It's the same with the force. The force accepts an idea, and then it starts working, using its energy, its creative energy, according to what the thought was. Like the children are playing hide and go seek because the idea, hide and go seek, was, for lack of a better word, implanted into them. Now, when a seed of a tree falls on the ground, and the ground is dry and hard, the seed cannot enter into the ground to be nourished and grow. There has to be something else. which is water. Water will soften the ground, and then this will allow the seed to fall into the ground, be absorbed by the ground, and then the nurturing principle starts. What is the water with respect to thoughts being the seed and the force being the ground, the nurturing ground? Well, here's the secret. There has to be an emotion associated with the thought. The emotion allows the thought to enter into the force to become real. When the water in the ground has pesticide in it, then the seed, with the water it needs to grow, will also absorb the pesticide. And it will then show up within whatever grows, be it a tree, be it a banana, be it whatever. If the water is pure and maybe has something in it that helps the growth of whatever is in the ground, then the beneficial aspect of the water will also show up in whatever grows. I understand in Holland they put dye into the water to make the tulips come out a certain color. Makes sense to me, because the flower absorbs not just the water, but also the dye in the water. Thus, when the force accepts a thought, it also accepts the emotional quality of the thought along with it. If the emotion is happy, then the thought is absorbed and happiness is associated with it. If the thought is negative, sad, then that quality is also a part of the thought and will be a part of whatever the thought is going to create. Let me show you a simple illustration of what we just talked about. Here is what I call event A. You're thinking about your career, and the emotion that you have while you think about your career is fear. Well, event A, since thought and an emotion are combined, is now creative, and it will create for you or cause another event having to do with your career, and you will feel the exact same emotion. You will feel fear. And that again causes another event. And once again, you will be forced to think about your career with fear. And this goes on and on and on. You have created what I call a negative cycle. Let's look at another negative cycle. You're thinking about money and you're worried. Well, by having the thought of money and the emotional worry, your thoughts now become creative and will create another event which will force you to think about money and worry about it. And then this creates another event in your life having to do with money and fearful thoughts or worried thoughts. And this is another self-perpetuating cycle. Well, here's some good news for you. Positive cycles work the same exact way. Let me give you one example. You just found an old pair of pants that you haven't worn in a month, and you decided to take them to the cleaners, but before you do, you're checking all the pockets. And when you get to the back pocket, there's something in there. You pull it out, it's a $50 bill. You've totally forgotten about it, and you feel joy seeing that $50 bill. And by feeling that joy, that positive emotion in connection with money, you have just set up and created a new positive self-perpetuating cycle. How that cycle will play out, I don't know. There are 1,000 different ways this can happen, but you have started the cycle and you will see it manifesting in your life. With respect to those positive and negative cycles, I have to make one more observation. Everything in nature grows. The trees grow, the grass grows, the flowers grow, my fingernails grow, my hair grows, I grow, you grow, everything in nature grows. And the cycles also grow. In that positive cycle where you found the $50 bill and you had a joyful emotion, when the new event coming in that you created by feeling that positive emotion and having money on your mind, the next time the joy will increase and the amount of money will increase too. It keeps getting bigger and it keeps growing. It's the same with the negative cycles. But I will show you in my next video how to break those negative cycles and even change them into positive cycles. Thank you for watching this video. I hope I have your interest piqued, so you will watch the next one too. Have a good day, and I will see you in my next video.